In this segment of All About Canadian Books, I have the lovely Lily Soltani with me. She is the author of Zulaikha. And I don't know about you, but anytime I read a book, I love to know what the story behind it is. What inspired the author? Was it a character? Was it the setting? And Lily is going to tell us the inspiration behind her book.
The inspiration behind Zulaikha is my birthplace. The main inspiration is that Abadan is a city in the south of Iran, located in a province called Khuzestan. And this province has a, is a, there are some special things in this setting or this place. And that is because of a few reasons. And one of the most important reasons is that it holds majority of the oil reserves of Iran. And so it's strategically very important for Iran and also the world. It brings wealth to Iran, and it also brings troubles as well. And that's the location of this province, the city Abadan. It's very near or in proximity of the Persian Gulf countries, such as Iraq. And when Saddam Hussein was in power, his eyes was always in Iran's oil and Khuzestan. And when he invaded Khorramshahr and Khuzestan, a part of Khuzestan, that part of Iran was impacted the most. And these are, and why I'm inspired by these, because I'm from that. I was born in Abadan. And even though I was raised in Tehran, and but we always went to visit for spring breaks, sometimes in summer times to visit my family, my uncle, my aunts. And as a child, and then later on as a teenager, I feel like I was an observer, and I observed the difference between them, their lifestyle, and how we lived in Tehran, the class differences. So, and then when I learned more that about the British colonizing that part of the country when they discovered the oil in there, and how they built a section of the city for the senior national oil company, which is very glamorous. And I think that you will feel it in the book when you read it. And then there was another part of the city from stop 1 to stop 12 that they were not that, they were like belonged to the workers and other service providers in the city. So I observed all these, and I carried with myself all these memories, good memories of my childhood in with my families. And then I lived in there right before the war happened, and my life changed with that war. And so all of these kind of became in my mind like a setting or of a story that I wanted to tell one day. And my daughter, and we moved to Canada in 1995, and my daughter was becoming a Canadian, being far from that part of the far from the origins. And I always wanted her to know where we are from, what who our ancestors were, how the war impacted our lives. And so that was also the reason for me to all together to sit down and write this.
Lily, how long did the book kind of sit with you before you sat down and started to write?
So the beginning of the story was long time ago. But when I started writing it is 12 years ago. Like, well, I think it was around 2008, 9 that I thought this is bothering me. Like, I have to sit down and write it. I'm just thinking about it all the time. And so I have to do something about it. And then, so I think it was when I was going to Iran, actually, and I had a connection in Amsterdam, not Amsterdam, Frankfurt airport. And then suddenly I thought about that scene, the first scene. And that's how it was kind of, I gave birth to this, the beginning of the novel.
How wonderful. And if I may ask, what does your daughter think of your book?
Or she read the previous draft, which was a lot longer. And she loves it. She loves it, and she is very supportive of me. Yes.